Good morning. How the devil are you doing this fine day? Me, I'm a man barely awake, to be honest. Last night's 12 Days of Christmas, though, was a huge success, so it's worth a bit of tiredness, I think. As a result of that show, I've got two big boxes of goodies to haul to the post office in just a short while to get those off to our two prize winners. So, that's my job for today. So before that, let's roll the intro and get this show on the road. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Mark Anthony. It's Friday, the 26th of November, and as that remarkably persistent guy just said, welcome to the Breakfast Show. I am your host, Mark Anthony. In today's show, Hyundai and Doosan are set to become competing sisters. Genuinely. The new case backhoe loaders go to work. Yet another incident highlights the potential danger of wheel loaders, and we're going to take a look at Hyundai's A series of excavators. Plus, if equipment manufacturers are so committed to helping save the planet, why are they still selling our previous generation engine technology in some parts of the world? We'll get to all of that in just a second. But first, let's see who among the rich and the shameless will be celebrating a birthday on this day of days. And it's many happy returns to Charles M. Schulz, the creator of the Peanuts and Charlie Brown cartoons, to the magnificent Tina Turner and to DJ Paul Burnett. But far more importantly, today is the birthday of my little sister, Kelly. She doesn't watch the show. If she does, she'd only abuse me anyway, but it's the thought that counts. So many happy returns to the one and all, but in particular, many happy returns to my little sister. When the news broke of Hyundai's acquisition of Doosan Infracore back in August, there was a bit of speculation. Had Hyundai bought Doosan merely to take a competitor out of the market? Was there going to be a new hybrid company? Were we going to have to learn to pronounce Hysan or Doodai? And incidentally, Doodai sounds like a party for a Welshman, but I digress. Well, it turns out that all of that speculation was way, way off the mark. An intermediary holding company, Hyundai Genuine, has been established. At the same time, Doosan Infracore has been renamed Hyundai Doosan Infracore. Hyundai Construction Equipment and Hyundai Doosan Infracore will continue to operate under their own management systems, competing as sister companies within the global equipment market. Hyundai Genuine will provide support to both businesses while maximizing the available synergies between the two. Hyundai Genuine's intention is to rank among the global top 5 construction equipment manufacturers, capturing 5% of global markets by 2025. This will be initially achieved through the development of integrated excavator and wheel loader platforms by 2025 that will be utilized by both companies. The two manufacturing businesses will combine their research and development efforts to increase technological competitiveness, while sales strengths will be increased through mutually complementary ranges of machines. That new entity, I think, is going to be one to watch in the years ahead. But you don't have to wait that long to see what's new from the fine folks at Hyundai. We'll be right back after this.
Axoft and Svantec are your high-end partners for noise, vibration, dust and air quality systems, sensors and software. To find out more, visit axoft.co.uk or call 01234 639 550.
So, Hyundai, yes, them again. They've just released a new video featuring their A series of excavators. The full video itself is about 10 minutes long, and you can catch it over on the Hyundai YouTube channel. But here is just some of the highlights.
Hello, sir. Welcome. How may I help you? Well, we have 3 options to choose from. The HX140AL, the HX160AL, and the HX180AL. They have the highest in class power and wonderful features. Hi, how's it going? Oh, you want a compact radius excavator this time. Oh, let me see. We have 2 premium machines for you. If you need powerful performance, no machine can beat the HX145 ALCR. If you plan to use a machine with light duty, the HX130 ALCR is the best choice. Yeah, it does not require diesel exhaust fluid for operation.
The design and manufacturing of Hyundai's new A-Series excavators incorporated significant feedback from our customers. Improved visibility, easier daily maintenance, precision control, and unparalleled operator comfort are a few examples of how Hyundai listened to its customers. Our goal was to build machines that our customers are proud of and make competitors envious. Experience the A-Series today by contacting your nearest Hyundai dealer. Fuel savings from Stage 5 Cummins engines and upgraded IPC hydraulic system. Smooth controllability and all-round visibility. Easy service access. While we have introduced a complete new range of A-Series models, we want to focus on 14 to 18-ton class excavators. These models include the HX140AL, HX160AL, HX180AL, and the HX130ALCR and HX145ALCR compact radius excavators.
I have to be honest, I'm not entirely sure what parts of the global market those machines are aimed at, but you have to say they do look pretty damn good.
The Miller GT series heralds a new era of unrivaled power and cutting-edge intelligent coupler technology, increasing job site safety, machine versatility, and productivity. It's the added versatility that you need at the value you can afford. To find out more, visit millergroundbreaking.com.
I'm going to tell you the story of an incident in which the driver of a skip lorry was crushed by a reversing wheel loader, and I'd like to get your thoughts on it. So, according to the HSE report, a skip lorry driver drove into the waste management yard area of Thorncliffe Building Supplies in Abergele and parked his vehicle. As he was removing the net from his skip, a loading shovel from the same company trapped him against the lorry. He sustained life-changing injuries, including fractures to his pelvis and a crushed bowel. At the time of the incident, the banksman responsible for managing traffic at the site was not at his station, and there were no measures in place to prevent vehicles entering the site. An investigation by the Health and Safety Executive found that the system of work to control risks from transport was not fully adequate and not monitored. As a result, workers were exposed to unnecessary risks. Thorncliffe Building Supplies pleaded guilty and was fined £180,000 and ordered to pay costs of £5,856. Right, so that's the outline facts. But here's my question, or should I say questions. In order for a reversing wheel loader to squash a man against a lorry, the wheel loader was surely going to hit that lorry. So why was the operator reversing blind? Why was he reversing at all when the banksman was not at his station? In all of these cases, blame flows uphill. So the wheel loader operator, the banksman, and even the injured man are not individually cited, despite having played a role in the incident. Instead, the fault apparently lies with the company because personal responsibility, as far as I can tell, is no longer an issue. And with that in mind, just a very quick question. That company's been fined £180,000. I wonder how many reversing cameras or proximity braking systems or human detection devices you could buy for £180,000. My guess is quite a few. Now, if you were watching our 12 Days of Christmas show last night, you will know that the new generation of case backhoe loaders featured very high on our list of the most significant product launches of the past year. Well, although they've only been in the market for a month or two, those machines are already finding favour with customers right across Europe. The fine folks at Case have produced a short film that combines the backhoe loaders in action together with some testimonials of those early adopters. Now, the full-length film, because it does feature quite a bit of foreign language, it also features subtitles. And since I know many of you watch this show on a mobile device, those subtitles would be virtually impossible to read. So we've produced our own director's cut featuring just the machines in action. You can catch the full-length film over on the Case Construction Equipment YouTube channel. For as long as I can remember, construction equipment manufacturers have produced different machines for different regions of the world. Machines destined for sunnier climes used to be offered with canopies rather than cabs. In other regions, a sealed cab and a decent heater is considered way more important than air conditioning. And each country seems to have its own width and height limitations on the transportation or governing the transportation of large machines. Another area in which machines differ from region to region is in their tolerance for emissions. While we in Europe are falling over ourselves to get machines that run on only the purest unicorn tiers, there are other parts of the world where Stage 3 compliant diesel engines are still considered perfectly acceptable. But in our post-COP26 world, rather, is that acceptable? Is that right? The climate crisis currently facing humankind doesn't recognise national or international borders. It draws no distinction between the greenhouse gases produced in Surrey, Cincinnati, Sydney, or Shanghai. Rising sea levels are not created locally, they are created globally. Now, I realise that the cleaner the engine, the more expensive it is likely to be. All the investment that has been poured into diesel engine development in recent years will need to be recouped. I also realise that customers in regions that continue to tolerate Stage 3 compliant engines will be reluctant to pay for something that is way cleaner than their local regulations dictate. But does any of that actually matter when we're talking about climate change and quite possibly the future of the planet? Moreover, how can equipment manufacturers make sweeping environmental claims in one part of the world when they're still supplying potentially damaging products elsewhere? Think of it like this. Here in the UK, let me try that again. Here in the UK demolition and construction industries, we are among the most heavily regulated in the world. There is no aspect of the sector that is not legislated in one form or another. And as a direct result, our health and safety track record is one of the very best in the world. So imagine a UK demolition contractor or a high ridge operator picked up some work in a part of the world with a more relaxed attitude to all things health and safety. Would that company or that individual dial down their health and safety compliance to better match local regulations? No, they wouldn't. It would be their job, their duty to maintain their usual high standards and to help bring those around them up to a higher level. Now, of course, health and safety on site is potentially a matter of life and death. But with the planet teetering on the very precipice of an irreversible climate disaster, surely emissions are also a matter of life and death. And here's the thing. In the not too distant past, some equipment manufacturers have been unfairly accused of being complicit in war crimes after selling equipment to oppressive regimes around the world. We all know that this isn't true. We all know that it's a desperate plea for publicity by aligning a political cause to a global brand. Such claims are entirely unjustified. Equipment manufacturers have no idea where their equipment might end up after it's been sold or the purposes for which it might be used. That is not the case with the supply of equipment that doesn't meet the most exacting emission standards. In that instance, it doesn't actually matter where it might end up working. The level of potential harm will be precisely the same. All the while, those manufacturers continue to supply less clean running machines to parts of the world that still tolerate higher emission levels. Surely any claims of green credentials just ring a bit hollow? Instead of supplying machines they know to be more harmful to other parts of the world, let me try that again. Instead of supplying machines they know to be more harmful than other parts of their product ranges, should they not be setting an example and bringing everyone up to the same standards? And here's one final thought. In the next few years, we will see equipment manufacturers beginning the switch to hydrogen power. When that switch begins, will those manufacturers instantly cease production of diesel-powered machines? Or will we in the West get the newfangled and clean-running hydrogen machines, while other parts of the world continue to get the diesel machines? I'd love to get your thoughts.
Sorry to interrupt the guy with the funny glasses, but if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button as it helps our channel. Or, better still, share this video with a friend or a colleague. Thank you. Right, back to Beardy.
You see, it's these things that keep me awake at night. Right, that pretty much wraps up today's show, or the main part of it anyway. I won't be here tomorrow, mostly because it's Saturday, but also because I'm knackered. But fear not, our weekly omnibus show, the Weekend Wrap, will drop at the usual ungodly hour in the morning. And of course, I'll be back here on Monday, usual time, usual place, for yet more of this old stuff and nonsense, particularly as next Thursday will mark our 200th consecutive episode. So we're on the final countdown to a true and completely unexpected landmark. I hope you can join us for that, and I certainly hope you can join us next week. I'm going to roll the outro in just a second before leaping gazelle-like over into the chat to see what you're all saying today, particularly on a few of the points that I've raised there. As it's Friday, I've got nowhere else to be apart from the post office. No great hurry for that. So I'm going to be in the chat for as long as you care to be with me. Until then, stay safe. Look after yourself, your friends, your family, and your colleagues. And thanks for watching.